You are looking live here in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah, here at DNA HQ. What's going on, AJ?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing today?
I am living the dream here. It is awesome. Happy to be back here, back in this studio, doing another exciting episode of DNA Sports Review. Here we got Guide Toast Gartha. Am I saying that right? Guide to Asgartha. Guide to Asgartha. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for jumping in, man. Appreciate it. Hello. So as a reminder, folks, that we are actually streaming on both Utah Jazz DNA, also on the DNA Sports Recap. Again, appreciate to every single one of you. 4,800, I believe now.
Yep.
4,800 of you that have subscribed to the Utah Jazz DNA channel. We're allowed to stream on both that and our primary channel, DNA Sports Recap. Again, folks, this is a live stream, so please feel free to jump into the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Talk about what we're talking about. Give us your takes, your feedback. Let us know what your favorite color is. AJ wants to know what it is.
As long as it's red.
That's right. So again, while we're doing this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap and Utah Jazz DNA, we're going to talk with Utah Jazz DNA first, and then we're going to sign off on that channel. And if you want to continue talking Utah football, Major League Baseball, and all other stuff on the sports,
all the other randomness, feel free
to join us on DNA Sports Recap, which the link will be in the description down below. So
absolutely.
Check it out. Let's see here. We got a comment here, again, from Guide to Asgartha. Nice to hear you guys driving home. Nice.
Well, we appreciate you listening on your drive home.
Exactly. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
10 and 2. Eyes forward, man. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Stay safe out there. All right, man. Joining us live, too. That's cool.
That is cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, AJ, what do you say we get into it? Let's go ahead and talk some Utah Jazz.
Let's do it. Before we get to the content, we like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Jazz DNA. Smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, AJ, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about some decisions that the Jazz have made in the past, AJ. So let's walk down a little bit here.
I think you have to. You have to go into the past to realize the future.
Yes. So let's go ahead and start with that. AJ, let's talk about the summer of 2017, mainly around July 4th. I think you know the day well.
I know exactly where I was when I read the news. I can still picture and feel myself fall to the ground emotionally, not physically, when this day happened.
Yes, and this is a day that you have mentioned several times on the show in the past.
Yes.
But let's actually, that decision was actually made back in October, AJ, of 2013. That decision was made back then. Let me go ahead and explain why the Jazz chose to not extend Gordon Hayward at the October 31st deadline of that year. Utah was hesitant to commit that kind of money to him, while Gordon Hayward actually saw it as confirmation that he was a key piece of the core of the franchise going forward. So the Jazz let him test free agency and ultimately decided to match the offer sheet that Charlotte gave him. Hayward admitted afterward on a podcast later on that he saw this as a slight, and that slight lingered with him for quite some time, feeling that he had to force the Jazz to pay him what he felt was a fair value. Did this play into his decision to go to Boston? I don't know. Did it decide for him not to want to re-sign Utah? Maybe, maybe not. But definitely let him know where the Jazz were coming from, and he carried that with him for the rest of the time he was here in Utah.
Yeah.
Well, AJ, over a decade after he left, the Utah Jazz decided not to extend Walker Kessler before he became free agent eligible, putting the team in a risky situation that another team could come in and make an offer for him more than what the Jazz are willing to pay. Unlike with Gordon Hayward, they did not match, and Kessler was gone. This team now has to reshape part of their identity with a core piece of that team's defensive identity no longer here. They have to figure it out on the fly before this team ever even had a chance to start playing basketball together. So we've we've done this before. The song and dance has happened twice to us.
Absolutely.
We haven't always done this, AJ. We used to extend talent. We extended Spida before to a max extension before he became free agent available.
Right out the gate, too.
Yep, before he became.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also signed, for anybody who's going to jump in the comments like, oh, well, hey, that was Donovan Mitchell. He was an all-star phenom. Guess what? We also did the same for Rudy Gobert, and he was not a rookie sensation.
No, he was not. He was far from a rookie sensation, to be honest with you.
Spent a lot of his first 2 years in the G League, and we still gave him a extension at the deadline before he was restricted free agent eligible. So just like that, we have done it in the past, AJ. We decided not to do it, and here we are again. Keontae George became contract extension eligible on June 30th. The Jazz have until October 19th prior to the start of the season to extend him.
Yeah.
The real question is, AJ, should they extend him, and will they?
I mean, that is it is such a good question. And I want you guys, please, if you're watching on the live stream, please jump into the comments. Let us know your thoughts on whether the Jazz should sign Keontae George. This is my thing, right? Keontae George has been great. He's looked like instant offense every time he's out there. He's really stepped up his defensive play. Last season, he averaged like 24 points, 3.7 rebounds, 6.1 assists, all while shooting 37% from three. I mean, you spit out those numbers flat and it sounds like a no-brainer, right? Like you're just like, wow, why are we not signing this guy? But it's just not that easy though, because in these last 3 seasons, the Jazz haven't been trying to win.
No.
Like they're not even trying to win. So he's shown some great flashes. He did increase his 3-point shooting percentage, and his 2-point shooting percentage. And he's also shooting almost 90% from the free throw line. But the question that these guys need to ask is, what does that production look like when you are surrounded by NBA level talent on all sides of the floor? Because all of these statistics look really good when you're playing with 2 to 3 guys that are borderline G League players, and
right.
You're the only one that can shoot it. Now, I don't think that's Keontae. Like, I want to be really clear. I don't think that's Keontae George. I think he's an NBA caliber player. I think that we may see some of these statistics fall when the NBA season starts, just because he's around more talented guys. I think his assists could creep up. I think he's going to be counted on to probably get a few more rebounds. So his statistics probably drop on scoring. A couple things level up a little bit. He's going to be worth every single penny that the Jazz decide to pay him. But you have to know if he can compete on a team that's pushing to make a playoff. And when he's surrounded by guys that can all score, yeah, it takes pressure off, but are you able to, kind of react in those situations as well?
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Great point. And another key thing to also talk about when we kind of slaps in the face of these other 2 options there. We talk about Rudy and Donovan. Again, specifically Rudy, who was not a polished product when he was ready, right?
Yeah.
When he was eligible. So I think that's more the better comparison for Keontae, not necessarily Donovan Mitchell, right? Even though he did have a good year, Rudy around this time was starting to show some real improvement. And that's why they chose to extend him. Absolutely. It's a completely different NBA now, man.
It's a different NBA, but this is also a way different team.
Well, mainly you can't just extend a guy because you think he's going to have availability. The new collective bargaining agreement made it really, really tough to have multiple players on your team on a max contract extension.
Yeah, absolutely.
It made it almost impossible to operate with more than just 2. Like you're up against the second apron, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and also you don't have salary cap right now to sign Keontae to a max. You've already got 2 max contracts on the roster.
Yeah, so you got Triple J and you got Lauri Markkanen. If you did sign him to a max, that would put the Jazz, well, since we're not paying Walker Kessler, and I believe there's a few other ones that dropped off, we would still be underneath the second apron.
Yeah.
But be marginally thin. Thin. We'd lose our mid-level trade sessions, I think, for the rest of that and that. And correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on that one, guys. Some of that stuff can get pretty complicated there. But yeah, man, I that's my key thing there. I think not only are you right, you performed well on one year where the team wasn't trying to win and you didn't have anybody around you. You were just kind of forced to do that. Now, I will have to say that before Isaiah took over the point guard position, he was, leading the NBA in assists per game. So I do think that there's a possibility that he's going to see some jump in assists. And like you mentioned, rebounding is going to be necessary. I think he's worth extending, but I think that the Jazz are in a very unique situation here this time because they can't just extend him because they think he deserves it.
Yeah.
He has to prove it, and we have to figure out a way to make it work. And I think another year may make that happen.
I totally agree. And honestly, we actually just got a comment, and I think it's a really good one here from McKinley, and it says, this really depends on how much his team is looking for. 32 million under, I'm signing him right now. If he wants the max, I'm going to need him to prove it next year.
Yeah, it's a great way.
First of all, thanks McKinley for the comment, as always,
Yes.
buddy.
Thanks for jumping in.
But that's
You made
such a
this
great
time.
point. Yeah, but that's such a great point though, because
is.
really, if you're in that low 30s range, it's a no brainer. That's the when they didn't re-sign Walker Kessler, it like was for both of us. It was just like, oh, this is confirmation we're going to re-sign Keontae this offseason. Like that's no questions asked. That's what's going to happen. And now that it's come along and we haven't re-signed him yet, it's starting to feel like, okay, well maybe they're going to wait. They're going to wait till he gets to restricted free agency. But again, I think hopefully the conversations are happening, and if they can find that middle ground, I definitely hope they get the deal done before it hits restricted free agency.
Yeah, it has to happen before the
season starts. Yeah.
Honestly, man, I think he's going to have confidence in himself. He's going to have a better year this year than last year. I honestly think that under 35 mil is what you have here. I just looked it up. All guards contracts in the league, I would say, is 35 mil and under is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he accepts it.
Yeah. With the exception of a few guards like Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, you know what I mean? Generational talents. And the big thing is Jaylen Brown, right. But Keontae hasn't shown that he's that player. You know what I mean?
No, he hasn't. But I think he's not willing to take, I only had one good year, but we weren't trying to win. It's not my fault. I wasn't out there with a good team. I'm not taking 20.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So are we putting ourselves in a position where we're going to run into the same problem we did with Walker Kessler? Absolutely. But honestly, I don't think the Jazz have another choice.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of where we're sitting at with that one.
Yeah. No, I mean, for sure. We got another comment here from Guide to Asgartha. One difference is that staying here this season is a ticket to the playoffs and more. Building a contender. Question is whether there is such a thing as loyalty from both the player and the management lens. Great point. And unfortunately, I can answer that. No, there is no loyalty. Every single player in the NBA is chasing a paycheck. So that is a thing of the past. It is a myth in all professional sports these days because everybody is out there to make money. So loyalty doesn't exist.
In this game, anyway. In the NBA, I still say there's others out there that in other sports that beg to differ.
I mean, you'd hope there's some, you know what I mean? Like that's as a Jazz fan, of course I want their loyalty because,
That's
you go out there.
That's what we grew up on.
Yeah. You go out there as a fan and you're giving all to these guys that come play for the team. Even if it's just for a year, they become a fan favorite. You love seeing them on the court. You pour so much emotion into these players. You expect them to give it back. But, these players understand that this is a business, and that's the reason they are traded without their consent, and they are moved to situations that they're not happy with. Mm-hmm. And in return, they're doing the same thing back to the league.
I don't
blocking places if they can block them, and asking for more money when they can ask for more money. So.
Yeah, and there's pluses and minuses to this whole player empowerment league, right?
Yeah,
that's one of them. I love that for the player. Go get your bag. If you can get a bag, go get it. I'm never going to argue against a player doing what's best for them and their family. Generational money. I don't fault anybody for doing that.
Yeah.
It's just in this situation, I just think we do have to worry. We are pushing that risk that somebody else will come in and offer it. There's probably plenty of teams out on the West that are going to be willing to say, hey, we'll offer you $40 million a year. We've seen enough in a year and a half.
Yeah.
2 years. We'll offer you 40.
I think so. And at that point, the Jazz got a decision to make. You know what I mean? We did have a comment earlier from
Shadow legend
Greg Hawkins. Go Jazz. Thanks for tuning in, Greg. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep.
McKinley said maybe up to 38 million. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say up to that. I think up to that, like if they were to come to some kind of agreements, I think somebody's going to offer him that. If the Jazz come in there and say like, hey, we'll pay you 32.
Yeah. And then his next comment was, I'd love to screw with Kessler and give Keontae a massive extension. I think whatever he was asking for, you know what I mean? Because the Jazz know, they're like, oh, he was asking for 41 a season. Give Keontae $41 and $01. You know what I mean? Like
pull a Detroit Tigers with Screwball right there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, no, we're not going to pay you $30 million. Here, Framber Valdez, here's $30 million.
Yeah, you get $30 million. Yeah, freaking Oprah and $30 million contracts out there.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We love it. We love it. Again, folks, we want to hear from you. The chat's going live. Love it, absolutely. If you're watching this on the live stream, please jump in. If you're listening on the podcast after, leave us a review there. Let us know what you're thinking as well. If you're watching this on the Utah Jazz DNA channel after the fact, jump in the comments. It's great. We love to
leave us a comment. We respond to all of them.
We do.
It's us.
It is us.
Yeah.
And we even respond to the ones that make fun of us too.
Those are actually the best ones to respond to, honestly. Yeah. So if you guys want to make fun of us in the comments, it's fine. But
this is an actual set, by the way. That's not a green screen.
So many comments that's a green screen. It is absolutely not.
Yeah. So it's been fun. But yeah, all right. Let's keep moving along here when it comes to the Jazz tack.
Yeah, let's do it.
Jazz chat.
Yeah. So, we were having a discussion earlier this week, and the Jazz are in this really unique situation with players that have moved in and out of, just moved around in the league, right? Like for instance, Giannis traded from the Bucks to the Heat. I think it kind of took the Bucks out of being a contender. Maybe moved the Heat further up into being contention. They look tough. They got Davion Mitchell at point guard. Tim Hardaway's on that team. They got Andrew Wiggins, who came out of nowhere and all of a sudden can play basketball again. And then obviously Bam Adebayo just had like an 862-point game. So the Heat have, that's a talented basketball team. And, they're going to be one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Jaylen Brown traded to the Celtics, LaMelo Ball to the Hornets. John Morant moved from Memphis to Portland. So there's been a lot of these moves that have kind of shifted the NBA landscape quite a bit. And it's been really interesting to see because you think, where do the Jazz stack up when it comes to, we got the top two teams in the East, and those are probably the top two teams in the league, in the NBA period, right? If you want to argue, I'll argue all day. The Knicks are number one until somebody dethrones them. They ran through the playoffs. They made everybody look like fools. They re-signed Jordan Clarkson, Jose Alvarado. They signed Andre Drummond after they lost Mitchell Robinson. That's a great basketball team. They're going to continue to be great. Number one. The next team, I hate LeBron, but the fact is he did join a really talented 76ers team that still has Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Joel Embiid. And then, oh my gosh, they also signed Jaylen Brown. So really talented offensive team. It's going to be, those are the top two teams in the NBA. Okay. Good news is those are in the Eastern Conference, and losing LeBron made the Lakers worse. I don't care how you want to shape that. Them adding Kessler, they did not get better. They got maybe different. Nobody knows how they're going to mesh. You think that Luka Doncic is great. I think he's a great player. I think him and Walker Kessler have great chemistry. It takes more pieces than two guys to make that team work. I don't know if Austin Reeves is enough to take that team over the top. So my question is how do you think it opens up the Western Conference, and where do you think the Jazz kind of fit into this whole mess?
Yeah, man, I think you're spot on there, man. I think you're right. The Knicks are the returning champs, right? So they aren't gonna, in that situation, they're the champs, and you have to leave them up there until someone proves it otherwise. 76ers did do a lot. I'm sure Boston is real happy. That front office is real happy with how they created their own undoing right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Jeez,
let's trade away one of our best players.
Let's trade away one of our best players
to one of our Eastern Conference foes, and then let's hope we can beat them.
You're right. With, push off P, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to go real well.
Yeah,
so,
one player that absolutely disappears when the playoffs happen.
Absolutely. So, AJ.
Yeah.
You want to make some money, AJ?
I love making money.
So, right now, AJ, the DraftKings have the Jazz projecting to win 36.5 games next season.
Okay.
Now, this is not a betting channel, right? I want to make sure we're clear on that.
We could be, for the record.
This is not a betting channel. We're not giving betting advice. We've actually turned down sponsorships when it comes to that already. It's just not something we want to get into. But, AJ, if I was ever going to bet on a team that I follow, which is a no-no for me, I just don't do that.
It's bad juju, man.
Yeah. I think that number is very, very tempting. I think there's absolutely no way on God's green earth in, the year of our Lord, 2026, 2027, the Jazz are going to walk away with only 36.5 wins next season. That's an insanely
I think
low
it's going to be much higher.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my original number.
I like it. He did try.
I'm not going to say it again, though.
He did try to flounder off of it, but
I backpedaled a little bit, man. Give me a break. Okay?
Back it up, beep.
Yeah. I backpedaled a little bit off of 50. All right. That's fine.
Oh, he said it, guys. He said it. You heard it. But yeah, so there are a lot of things that are going to be changing in the West, right? So when it comes to the changes in the West, AJ, what I think is going to actually happen is there's going to be a few things. First one is going to be, let's go ahead and break it down. And I'm also going to tell you who I think the Jazz are, who else fell out, right?
Okay.
So right now we have the Spurs 1, the Thunder 2, the Denver Nuggets 4, the Denver Nuggets 3, the Wolves 4, the Rockets 5, Jazz 6, Lakers 7. That's what I have my rotation at. Denver didn't really do anything to support the Joker like I was thinking they were going to do, but they're still up there, right? You can never cancel out the Joker, right? Should be a 4-time unanimous MVP, but he's not because of stupid politics. So, yeah, you can't bet against him. The Wolves, they dropped down to 4 for me because adding LaMelo Ball is not going to be a smooth transition for that team. I do like the fact that they added Josh Green. That addition was good there, but they also lost Naz Reid, which he is crucial. He's a two-way player for that team, and taking him off that squad I think is really going to hurt them. Julius Randle was also gone. They also, more importantly, lost the most important guy on that team, which is Mike Conley, Mountain Mike.
Absolutely.
So sorry for me. Naz was huge for that team, but I still think you got Ant, you got Rudy, you add LaMelo, who's going to help take off some of that focus on the ball. He's not going to get triple teamed anymore. So while I still think they're going to be a playoff team, I think they drop down to 4. Others have the Lakers ahead of the Jazz, but I just don't see that. Similar to what your points are there, like they just lost 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, and Kessler, is he making up that production? I don't think so.
The answer is no.
Yeah, he's not making up that production.
Yeah.
Portland added John Morant, often injured guard, to pair with Dame Lillard, also an often injured guard. They lost Jeremy Grant, and Scoot's development has been drastically shot in the arm on this one here. That's going to be a problem for them. He was their number 2 draft pick from last year, and they basically just kind of ruined his development by having him not be in development for them by starting Dame and Ja. I don't know how well that's going to work. The Mavericks, they also have Kyrie back, but I don't think they put enough talent around him and Cooper to really have an impact. Phoenix isn't going to get 40 wins off of Booker alone, who just signed a massive extension. The Houston Rockets, they're going to be good because they have their vet team captain, Van Fleet, coming back. But you also have Alfred Sengun as well as Kevin Durant on that team. I think Kevin Durant, while he did just shoot himself in the foot a little bit recently in the news, I don't know if you heard that one.
I did see that.
But I don't think once basketball starts, as long as he's not the focus of the team, and I think Fred VanVleet's going to actually be the captain of that. I think he's going to help squash that and keep the team on. So I think Houston's going to be good. But yeah, I definitely don't think the Lakers are going to be better. They're definitely not going to be in the 8 or 9 spot. So I think the Jazz, before this, they would have been, if the Jazz would have actually tried to play to win last year, I think the reason why everybody's putting them so low is because they're remembering the team that was trying not to win. If the roster they had was actually trying to win, I think this team was an 8 or 9 in the West last year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So with this team trying and with the West getting weaker, I see them at a 6.
I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Trailblazers. I'm a huge Damian Lillard fan. I always have been.
Dalla.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's amazing. He's, I think,
Good rapper too.
The absolute ice. I mean, he is the epitome of ice in your veins when you're shooting the basketball. That dude has zero fear. He's not scared to let it fly ever. He's been one of the funnest players to watch in the NBA for a long time. But he's getting old. I mean, he's on the tail end of his career. I don't think that Ja Morant pairing is a great decision. Ja Morant has had great seasons. I mean, he's had these weird flashes of looking like a really good player, but let's be honest, he's not that great of a player.
No.
He's just not there yet. So, the Suns, yeah. I mean, you can't ride one player all the way in. I mean, Grayson Allen has done a great job shooting the ball.
He's not on the team anymore.
Did they trade Grayson Allen?
Yeah, Grayson Allen is gone.
Oh man, that's
so
even
is
worse.
that other guy.
They're getting worse as I'm talking.
Yeah.
The Clippers lost Kawhi Leonard.
We didn't even talk about that. No, he's still on the team.
Well, they traded him to the Raptors, but
no, that traded.
Did the NBA nix it?
Yeah. So the NBA said, hey, you're making this trade with full understanding that the penalty for the whole situation with him getting paid for a non-commitment thing is going to fall on you, not the Clippers. And then they're like, oh, well, hang on a second. No, we don't want to do it.
Okay.
So that's been thoroughly put on hold. I don't think it's actually going to happen.
Okay.
I don't know why you would take on that punishment, because then that's you losing draft picks.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I don't believe that there's 10 better teams in the Jazz.
No, I definitely
in the Western
don't
Conference
think so.
right now.
I don't even think there's more than 7.
Yeah.
I think this team is going to be able to, we got Triple J on the team. We got Lauri Markkanen, and I know that he's not as, there's people who think highly of him more than we do, and also less of him than we do. I think we're spot on there. I think he's a penetrating spot up shooter. What I mean by that is that he can drive the lane when someone doesn't fall for the pump fake, or when they do fall for the pump fake, he can drive the lane and get to the basket. But he could also just stop and pop and just hit the three, knock down the three, right? So I think he's got a lot to his game. Defensively, I'd like to see him step it up. Rebounding, I need to see him step it up. But honestly, with him, Triple J, and you got Yusuf Nurkic, we're going to have 5 out with 2 guards that love to crash the boards, man. This is going to be a fun team to watch. Yeah, we're going to have to establish an identity here, but I just don't see how they're going to be worse than the teams I mentioned. I just don't see it.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, there's some great teams in the Western Conference, but I think the Jazz are going to be in there. I think they're going to be playing for playoff games, man.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors did absolutely nothing to help Steph, so we'll see what happens there. I doubt that, what's his name, Jimmy Butler, coming off an ACL tear. What is he, 37 years old?
Yeah.
That's going to go well. So it's like, I don't know, man. There's just not enough talent in the West. I think for now, again, the top 2 teams are in the East now, and the West is a little lighter. It's still stacked, but honestly, I think the Jazz got a good shot.
Yep, I totally agree.
We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. We want to see if we can get to some of these comments here before we switch on over here. We got one from McKinley Cutler. Also looking at restricted free agency, I don't see the Kessler situation happening with Keontae. Kessler is benefiting from a Wemby effect. I don't see another team risking that for a guard. Very true, man. It seems to be like they're kind of leaning in. That's the thing that kind of hurt the most. It was like we already had that guy.
Yeah. We
had a triple force of 7-footers ready to take down Wemby and everybody else. So it just kind of hurt a little bit. He goes on to say, worst case scenario, Keontae could play some good play. Keontae plays so good for another team, offers a max, and the Jazz max. Wait, can you say what?
The Jazz match at a lower number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then they could offer because other teams can't offer as much as the Jazz, which is correct.
Can they come over and offer outside? I don't think that works that way.
Well, once he hits restricted free agency, they can make him an offer.
Right, and then they make him an offer, and then he signs, and then he goes somewhere else. Okay, he's not okay. So worst case scenario, Keontae can play as good, so good that another team offers him the max. Okay, and then the Jazz offer him a lower max. Okay, so the thing about that is that like yes, the Jazz can give him more, but if he signs an offer sheet with another team,
they can only pay that contract.
Yes, I don't think they can then go above and beyond it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think that's how that works. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below if we're wrong on that one. Let's see here. Worst case scenario, Keontae is as good as oh, sorry, we just did that one. Let's see here. The Blazers don't make any sense to me. They have way too many young guys who need the ball, like to drive. They may have screwed over Scoot and are wasting time having Denny Avida. Oh, yeah, Avida on the cheap. Yeah, that guy is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they traded for him because they saw something in him, and then they just let him. I don't know what they're going to do there. The ball needs to be in his hands. As long as the Jazz have good injury luck, and some other teams have bad injury luck, I would see the Jazz being as high as 4 in the West. Okay,
interesting.
Okay, I like that take. I think the West got way worse, and the East got way better this year. Yeah, I have to agree.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I do think that the biggest challenge for the Jazz, though, is still going to be in the West, though. OKC and the Spurs are going to be the teams that could probably shut down the Jazz better.
Those are two scary teams.
I think they match up with East Coast teams better.
Yeah, the matchup against those two teams is really tough.
Yeah. Again, folks, we want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. As we mentioned, folks, we're streaming on both Utah Jazz DNA and DNA Sports Recap. We're going to go ahead and sign off on Utah Jazz DNA. So if you're watching on Utah Jazz DNA and you want to hear us continue talking about Utah football and Major League Baseball, please join us on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap. That's listed in the description down below, and we will see you over there.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on Utah Jazz DNA, guys. Thanks for watching. We'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Jazz DNA if this is the type of content that you enjoy. While you're down there, smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, man. We need to jump into it.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Let's go ahead and talk some Utah football.
Let's do it. Before we get into the content, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Football DNA. Make sure you smash that like button for your boy Darren.
That's right. All right, AJ, let's go ahead and get into this, man. It is getting close, AJ. Football season is near. We are 29 days away at the time of recording, AJ,
Yes.
from Utah football. Utah, and we're not talking about Utah and Idaho. We're not talking about that game. Sorry for my family up north in Idaho. We're not talking about y'all up there. We're going to jump right in and talk week 2, which is Utah versus Arkansas.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this game happens on September 12th. Arkansas is an SEC team. They're coming off a 2-10 record last year, AJ, which is they were actually 0-8 in their conference.
Yep.
This was they are ranked 126th in the country, AJ. That just so you know, that's out of 136 teams, by the way. AJ, shoot, man, maybe we should have covered the Idaho State game first.
They were at least a serviceable team last year.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, they were offensively ranked 23rd in the country. They scored 32.9 points per game. They're starting anew with their new head coach, Ryan Silverfield. Looks like they're having a bit of a quarterback battle right now on their hands. They got KJ Jackson, who is a redshirt sophomore. He has in limited action last season. He did have 33 complete passes on 54 attempts, good for 441 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's up against a transfer that is coming over from Memphis with his head coach in A.J. Hill, who's also a redshirt. He's a freshman. They also have Caden Kilter. He's a redshirt senior at center. He played 11 games last year, and he was actually graded out as one of the top centers in the nation. So there is a lot of good talent on this team. Again, I just not a great team. It's for them to be taking on. As far as an SEC opponent, this isn't exactly, Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like you mentioned, this team went 2-10 last year, and 0-8 in conference play is really, really tough. Bad enough that it did prompt, like you mentioned, a midseason coaching change, right? So, they let go of 6-year head coach Sam Pittman on September 28th of last year, and then really, really just kind of limped their way through it. So, when the transfer portal opened, the Razorbacks saw 41 players enter the transfer portal. So some of those were pretty sought after. They had Keyshawn Blackstock, who was the number 1 interior offensive lineman out of the 23 class, starting offensive tackle Amarion Harris, and 4-star transfer defensive lineman Ian Geffard all entered the transfer portal. They also lost 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 6 wide receivers. So the offensive side of the ball for the Razorbacks was pretty depleted after the transfer portal opened. They had a pretty rough go. The Razorbacks, like you mentioned, they did hire Ryan Silverfield. He had 6 seasons with Memphis, where he was the offensive line coach that was turned head coach. Had a great run with Memphis. I mean, he took them to a 50-24 record over 6 years. He got some nice pieces out of the transfer portal, including some incoming transfers from Ohio State, Oregon, and then obviously a ton of transfers from the Memphis team that he'd been recruiting. So when it comes to the Utes and what they're going to have to do on this one, they're going to need to play some defense. They have to stop the run. This Memphis rushing offense was tied for 31st in the country. So this is going back to obviously the team that Ryan Silverfield coached and kind of what to expect with him. So that Memphis team, 183 yards, which was 31st. And their passing offense was not great, 228 yards passing. It was 62nd in the country, right middle of the pack. So these Ryan Silverfield offenses, they do quite a bit of like quarterback run, quick passing. And really we saw the Utes struggle with these. At times last year, the Utes really looked like they struggled to defend the run. So you're really hoping that they've shored some of that stuff up. Returning John O. Smith's going to help. I think this game could be close to start, unfortunately, against Arkansas. But playing at Rice-Eccles Stadium, I think it'll be very advantageous for the Utes. Lots of stuff's changed for Arkansas. And I think by second half of the game, I think Utah will look like they definitely are there for a reason, and Arkansas will be pretty overmatched. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So my prediction on this game, AJ, is that basically take whatever the Idaho score is in that game, take 1 touchdown off the board for Utah and call it good.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm thinking about. This one's going to happen. It's just, I know they did bring in a lot of talent from Memphis and everything like that. But again, like I just don't see it. Like, I just don't, this isn't as, like I said, this isn't the threat from the SEC that I was expecting it to be before I started researching this team.
Yeah. Yeah. All the players that were SEC, like that were there and had been recruited to the SEC left.
Yeah, it was an interesting exodus, which is funny because we're probably going to do our power rankings for the SEC at some point. We'll put that on our main channel, DNA
Absolutely.
Sports Recap. But yeah, so
and I'm going to have Arkansas 1.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, let's go ahead and transfer in, man. That's not the only thing we wanted to talk about this week here. What's your take on the score there? What do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to go with Utah 35, Arkansas 14.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to probably be about right.
Yeah. I think it'll be a pretty good one for the Utes.
Yeah. Nice little win. Nice little non-conference win.
Yeah.
Get them rolling into conference play. Well, they got Utah State after that, and then conference play after that. So, yeah. So that's going to be good, man. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of the Big 12, though, and conference play, this is the week, AJ.
Yes, sir.
This is the week where we break down our Big 12 top 5 power rankings.
Yes, it is.
Now, we typically do this a little earlier in the year. We want to do it way too early, but with the season right around the corner, we can't say that.
I think we did a way too early one.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we did a way too early one. Now, so if you guys are watching on Utah Football DNA, that'll be on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap. I think it might have been right before we created this channel. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which, this channel's seeing steady growth, so love all the folks that are watching our videos and subscribing. It's going to get exciting when football season comes around. And, we'd love to talk to you more about that as we go, for sure.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's start with our top 5. Do you want me to start with 5? Or
Yep.
Okay. You're like, yep. Why do you want me to go first, AJ?
Sure do. I like responding to your excellent takes.
My excellent takes.
Yeah.
Sure. Did you catch the tone in his voice there?
There's no tone.
All right. So I had to number these backwards because the way this does it didn't let me start with 5. It kept changing the numbers. So mine says 1, but I mean 5.
Okay.
So catch me if I screw that up.
Okay.
So 5, I've got OK State. They are going to be 9-3 this year. I got them going 7-2 in conference. I see the record being, a decent year for the team, but they're going to have tough losses to Oregon, Texas Tech, and Houston. I think they're going to drop to those guys.
Yeah.
They had a whopping 55 players coming in from the transfer class, which includes quarterback Drew Mestimaker, who threw 34 touchdowns, 9 interceptions last year, averaging 311 yards per game, and a completion percentage of a very nice 69%.
Yeah. Yeah. I like OK State. This is usually a tough season. They got a brand new head coach after having a head coach for 400 years. They kind of had to move the direction, change the ship a little bit, but he did a good job recruiting, got some nice players in the transfer portal. I really like your pick of OK State at 5. I would say they were kind of one of those fringe teams for me. That was right in there. I'm going to go with Arizona at 5. I just think this is a school that's had all of their coordinators and coaching staff together for the last couple of years, and kind of over both of these years, they've just gotten better, right? I mean, they were 9-4 last year, which is a great recovery from the 4-8 that they were the year before. So they've still got Noah Fafita, got to be in his 12th year of college football. Don't know, dude's got to be old. But I think they're going to push to the top end of this conference. Brett Brennan's just done such a great job as head coach with these guys, and I think his expectations. These guys were right on the fringe last year. That they were 1 loss, 1 win away from making a Big 12 title game as well. So they were right there with Utah at the end. They ended up dropping 1 that put them kind of out of contention, but they were right there, and I think they expect to be right there, if not a little bit better this year. Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, I had Arizona on my kind of what last time we did a
dark horse.
A dark horse.
Yeah,
Everybody thought that my dark horse meant I thought they were going to win it. So we got roasted in the comments. So we didn't do dark horses this year.
Yeah, no dark
Although
horses.
I was actually quite correct. They did have a much better year.
Yes.
I was spot on there. So if you took the over-under on their wins that year, you made some money. Not a betting channel. Number 4, I have Houston. I have Houston number 4. I got them going 10-2 this season, going 7-2 in conference with losses to Texas Tech and our Utes. The Cougars have a very nice depth on this team, especially with nice depth as well as having Connor Wageman. Wegman.
Yeah.
So it's Weigman, actually. Weigman. I did a pronunciation dictionary, and it's
Weigman?
It's Weigman.
Oh.
Weigman. I've heard it both ways.
Heard it both ways.
We got a shirt coming out. Anyway, he had 2,700 yards at a 65% completion rate. Good for 25 touchdowns last season. So, yeah, I like Houston, man. I think they did it. I think they got good depth on that team, and I think they're going to be pretty good. I got them top 5, number 4, just being out of K-State.
I'm actually right there with you. I'm going to go with Houston at number 4.
Sweet.
Yeah, so this is kind of a scary team, man. They got the number 1 quarterback recruit with 5-star Keyshawn Henderson. He was the first 5-star signee at Houston since 2016. Nice. They did a great job recruiting some kids from high school. I mean, they got Paris Melvin Jr., John Hebert. This Houston team these guys won 10 games last year, beat LSU in a bowl game. And they really put some nice light on them for the recruiting in the state of Texas, which is always huge. And then also in the transfer portal where they got Raiden Cook, Cameron Robertson, who are both 4-star recruits. Willie Fritz he's really kind of turned this place around. They were kind of the bottom end of the Big 12 conference. And, you can really tell they got their eyes set on conference championship. They got some nice funding, have made some nice deals. And this is going to be a fun team to follow this year.
For sure. Okay, so what we have, number 3, AJ? Number 3, right?
We're on number 3.
Yeah, because like I said, mine are numbered backwards.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have Utah. Number 3. I have them having the same record as Houston, but I think Utah's going to take the 3 over the 4 because they're going to have a win over Houston. So the losses are going to come from BYU and from TCU. Those are the Utes where the Utes are going to lose a game. I can decide between them and Arizona. Main reason behind that is because the Utes always find a way to shit the bed against someone that they're supposed to beat later in the year.
Yep.
This is like, and I'm hoping this is a Morgan Scalley thing. I'm hoping this is a Coach Witt thing and not a Morgan Scalley thing. I want to be proven wrong on this one, AJ, but I think they're going to lose to BYU, and I think they're going to lose to TCU. They have not beaten BYU since 2019. Utah and BYU are in very similar situations when it comes to their coaching staff. It was like, oh, no, Morgan Scalley is a new head coach. I'm like, that guy's been there for like 2 decades plus, right? So he's basically just coming into a position that he's already should have been running a long time ago. But they are getting a new offensive coordinator. You also have BYU getting a new defensive coordinator with Hill leaving. So, like, there's a lot of similarities there. But I just haven't seen it from the Utes yet to see that they could beat BYU. So that's why I got the Utes at number 3, edging out Arizona with that win over edging out Houston with that win over Houston with the same record.
Nice. At number 3, I'm going to go BYU. I think BYU had a great season last year, and completely honestly, they should have been in the college football playoff. I mean, with their resume, their only 2 losses coming from Texas Tech, once in the regular season, once in the Big 12 championship. They returned star quarterback Bear Bachmeier. They got LJ Martin's coming back, but both of these guys are pretty banged up at the end of last year. And Martin ended up having shoulder surgery. Bachmeier still got a injured bum ankle. They said that he missed some of spring camp. Wide receiver is the biggest concern for BYU. They're going to have to find some targets for Bear to throw to. That's all there is to it. That pretty much everybody that's in their wide receiving course come out of the transfer portal. Sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. JoJo Phillips is their kind of one returning guy. I think that they will have a great year, but I do think that their one loss this year will come to Utah when they're at Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Interesting. I also have BYU only having 1 loss. I have them second in the conference. I have them with a record of 11-1, with their one being 9-0 in conference. I got that 1 loss coming against Notre Dame. The reason why I have that 1 loss coming in against Notre Dame is because they are preseason ranked as 5th best team in the country, and I just think with some, like you mentioned, the questions around the wide receiver room, how Bears' health progresses in fall camp here, will go to say a lot. But I'm taking them to run the table in conference, but I think they're going to lose to Notre Dame, and I think that's going to give them Texas Tech the edge over them. So that's why I got BYU at number 2.
Yeah, I think BYU is a great team, and I think they are right there. I think the problem is if they can't get targets for him to throw to, it's going to put the ball back in Bear Bachmeier's hands, and it's going to force him to run the football. And quarterbacks can't stay healthy when they're constantly running the football. That's all there is to it.
I think McKinley's got a perfect comment on that one there.
Yeah, I mean, that's just really what it is, though. You know what I mean? So Bear is hopefully this year he settles down and doesn't take some of the hits that he took last year, because that's the reason he was banged up on the tail end of the year.
And I mean, tried to do it all himself. Yeah,
he had to do it all himself. You know what I mean? And they lost. They had Parker Kingston. He's not with the program anymore. That was kind of their one nice receiving target that he had a bunch of cohesion with. He's not with the program anymore. I worry about BYU. I'm going to go with Utah number 2.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
This is a surprise, AJ.
Yeah. The
eternal optimist for the Utes is not putting the Utes number 1. Nice market, guys. This is absolutely a big deal.
But hear me out here, okay? Devin Dampier and Bert Ficklin were just ranked in the top 3 quarterback room by CBS Sports, right? The only schools ranked above them were the Ducks, who have Dante Moore and Dylan Raiola, both 5-star quarterbacks, and then the Texas Longhorn, who have Arch Manning and MJ Morris. So I was listening to the Under the Utes headset. It's one of the podcasts that the Utes social media does, and listening.
To steal our thing, man. It's the big headset. That's our thing.
It's just under the headset, though. It's not under the big headset. So we can still make it a thing.
We got to make a T-shirt.
Yeah, we got this. So, but listening to Kevin McGibbon talk about how his offense and how much freedom he has from Morgan Scalley to be innovative, and how he's going to put players in the best position to be successful, I just have a lot of faith in this Utah offense this year. They've got a lot of returning stars. I think getting some of these transfers in, especially guys that came from the Kevin McGibbon scheme, that is going to put a ton of faith in Devin Dampier to get the ball down the field. It seems like they're going to be throwing the ball a lot more, which I think is advantage Utah. If they can put a bunch of points on the board, or even 21 points on the board, it sure does take a ton of pressure off the defense. Not have to do a shutout every single game, right? You don't have to have a shutout. It's okay if they score. It gives those guys the ability to stay fresh. Give some guys some more reps if you're on blowout games. Love Utah too. I think that's where we're realistically at. I think we're one of the top 2 teams in the conference this year.
I like it, man. I think it's great. I love the optimistic view on it. Not even too crazy optimistic. I think you're being a little bit more tempered on your optimism there. I think you had a little bit more realistic take on there. My only question on that is, when it comes to the Utah, is that, again, this is first time head coach, and
not really though.
Power 4 conference. I mean, in a Power 4 conference.
He is, but he's not. Like, you think how much he's been helping and how much he's been
I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. But again, we got a new offensive coordinator coming in. We've got a new head coach. You can't just dismiss all that easily and be like, oh, it's going to be fine. So while I agree with you, dude, and I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong on that one, I love it. I love Utah too. So I guess we both have Texas Tech at 1, right?
That is correct.
All right, you run your line, dude. What you got?
Yeah, I mean, this team just absolutely reloaded in the transfer portal this year. They went out and got the best transfer quarterback available, had a great defense, played fast, physical football, and really that led them to a Big 12 championship last year. They went into the college football playoff. Made a run. They looked good. You fast forward today, where they are going to have to lean on their backup quarterback from last year, and Will Hammond. He's going to have to get him through a season where he's got a quarterback transfer from Tulsa that's backing him up. So they were the most talented team last year, and I think it's really hard to believe that they won't be near the top this year unless something changes drastically at that quarterback position. I don't have a ton of faith in Will Hammond. I think that him being hurt a lot last year could very easily translate to this year. It's going to be a more physical season. I think he is going to have a lot more pressure to perform, especially he was really hoping to be behind Brendan Sorsby before the whole gambling situation. I don't know if he was ready to actually be a star quarterback. I see this a lot like Isaac Wilson for us a couple years ago, where he really wanted to sit 1 year behind Cam Rising before they moved him into that starting role. Mm-hmm. I think Hammond was looking forward to that. Let's just be backup. Let's watch this guy. And he's going to be kind of thrust into playing and playing on a team that has championship aspirations, right? This is really good football team that some donors have paid a lot of money to make sure that they are as good as they are.
Yeah, it's not conference or bust for them. It's a little bit higher aspirations.
Absolutely,
for sure. Speaking of aspirations, sorry. Anyway, when it comes to that, yeah, I think I'm right there with you, man. I got them at 1 in the conference. Honestly, man, I think they're going to lose one game, and I think it's going to happen in the conference. And I don't know if it's going to be OK State or TCU. I just have a feeling they're going to lose one of those games. I'm not sure which one. The only real issue there is that they've mastered the NIL era, right? This is their game. They mastered it. They became one of the most talented teams in college football overnight with NIL money. They sent a record 9 players to the draft last year, school record for them, into the NFL. And yeah, they just kept reloaded. Again, I think they're just gonna be sick, in my opinion. Again, I just don't think that there's any way you can dethrone these guys until you prove otherwise.
Yep.
Again, all these preseason predictions for these conferences are just an exercise in futility, guys. So light us up in the comments. Let us know what you think.
We love it. Absolutely.
It's
I can take it. I mean, we've been doing this long enough that you can say whatever you'd like about my predictions.
Yeah, I like it. We got a comment here from McKinley saying, let's see here. We know about Texas Tech's quarterback. He has made a paper, Cam Rising 2.0. You could say BYU #1. Yeah, McKinley is our resident BYU fan on the channel.
Absolutely, and we appreciate him showing up every week.
Exactly. You guys see any players coming back now in the class of 2022? They're getting an extra year. Did you hear this? Yeah. So there's a court ruling to get an extra year of eligibility. Cam Rising, man, 1 more year. You think he comes back?
No. No, I don't.
Come on, man. Come on.
I think he had another year of eligibility and he chose not to use it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think you'd be dumb not to if you have it and you still got it, you know. Like if you just missed out on getting drafted and you can come back, you know.
That's 4 years ago, man. You should have a job and a family at this point.
I think NIL money is probably still better.
It might be, but you've got to show that you're better than an 18-year-old kid that's been playing for the last 4 years solid.
I'm telling you, man, a team like Utah, whose main interest now is going to be the bottom line versus winning football games, I think there's a good opportunity for you to sell tickets and get some more endorsement money by putting another face on the team. I would not put it past them.
Yeah.
Not this team, because I don't think there's any players out there that would be that player.
Right.
But yeah, I think it'd be more important to them than I think they give a roster spot up to somebody who can get them some donorship money. I don't see why not. I don't know why they wouldn't. But yeah, want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Please tell us what you think in regards to our top 5 Big 12 power ranking predictions. We want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys roast us too.
Yeah, let us know which conference you want us to do next.
Yeah.
Let's do SEC, ACC, Big 10. Let's do it.
I'm ready.
These are fun, man.
I'm ready. These are one of my favorite videos to make too.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
They are so much fun. All right, man. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's talk some baseball.
Let's do it.
But first, before we get into the content, folks, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Major League DNA and make sure you smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Do it.
All right, man. Yes, let's talk some baseball. Greg Hawk is jumping in. Channel legend Greg Hawk is jumping in here with baseball.
Baseball.
Love it. Love it. Since we got more comments, scroll down. Okay, no, it's just that one. Okay. Appreciate it, Greg. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Let's talk about the first subject we want to talk about, which is our trade deadline reactions, right?
Yeah.
This is what we want to get into first. Greg, glad you're here because I'm going to be talking about your team here, man. I want to talk about who I think just absolutely destroyed the trade deadline, and that's my opinion, the Cubs. The Cubs won the trade deadline this year. They already had one of the best offenses in baseball, and so what they really did is they really went and added what they needed, AJ. They added pitching. And while the Dodgers did get the prize jewel in this draft, more to talk about that a little bit later, I think the Cubs did a better job. In my opinion, they got the second best starter available, which is Kevin Gausman.
Yeah.
Some might argue that was Peralta, who went to the Rays. They got Freddie there, and, you know, who knows with the Rays, what they could do. They have their pitcher voodoo magic over there, so my take on that might age poorly there. But they got Gausman. I think he was the second best starting pitcher available. And more importantly, they also got the guy that I wanted the Dodgers to get, which was Clay Holmes. They got him from the Mets, who's coming off the IL. I love this guy, man. He is got such a versatility aspect to him. You know, he could be a starter for this team. He has sub-3 ERA as a starter for the Mets this year, but he also was a 2-time All-Star coming out of the bullpen. Like, so when it comes to the playoffs, you can move into the bullpen. Nice little fit there. They also added to the bullpen, AJ. They added Ryan Zephyrhan, who is a great strikeout type pitcher. His fastball averages about 97 miles per hour. I mean, they made the right depths. They got some extra depth pieces there. Outfielder Tyrone Taylor and starting pitcher Braxton Garrett. Yeah, man, I think they just nailed it. You know, and on that, AJ, not only did they just win the deadline, they literally just swept the Dodgers right out of Wrigley Field, man. No team has been able to do what the Cubs did today, AJ, which was beat Eric Lauer.
Wow.
Eric Lauer has been 9-0. Whenever he started, the Dodgers have won 9 times, and we were relying on him to be the stopper because the Dodgers have lost 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
Eric Lauer cannot stop these Cubs. Peter Armstrong, 3-run tank. The Cubs swept the Dodgers out of Wrigley Field after being swept by the Red Sox at home. So,
hence the comment from Mr. Greg Hawkins. Great series.
Yeah, man. You really put it to them. One of the best teams in baseball, and they had the best trade deadline, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really like the Kevin Gossman. I mean, that move really helped them get some playoff experience, kind of ace level upside. And really, if he even remotely returns to form, that's just such a great pickup for the Cubs. So they really killed it, dude. I'm very impressed with what the Cubs did at the deadline. A team that I really liked during the deadline was actually the Phillies, and that hurts my soul to say because I'm obviously an Atlanta Braves fan. Go Braves! But they made some moves and they did the things that they really needed to do. They acquired Brooks Raleigh, left-handed pitcher from the Mets. That kind of helped that bullpen depth. Their big pickup was really Luis Ariz to bring him in to play second base. Just a massive trade for them. That change, it's going to shift around them defensively a little bit. So Bryce Harper is going to move from first base back to right field. Alex Bohm will shift from third base to first base, and Bryson Stott will move from second base to third base. So a little bit of shifting around, adding Luis Ariz, but it did help them a ton to get some hitting right. I mean, he's just high contact, low strikeout hitter. So an offense that's really, thank you, Greg. With an offense that's really kind of struggled to keep hitting the ball. Their pitching's been okay, but they've really just struggled offensively. And to bring a guy in like Ariz that's got a 324 batting average, 43 RBIs, his 4 home runs actually surprises me because I'm pretty sure his bat speed is about 12 miles an hour. But he's only got 21 strikeouts on 464 plate appearances. So he's really going to be that guy that kind of sets up those power hitters that the Phillies have. Yeah. And they can continue to just have him on base while they go up there and swing for the fences. Help generate some runs, man.
That guy's got a magical power. I swear to God, that guy is always up to bat.
Always, dude.
Every time.
Does he hit 14 times a game?
He has to. And he's the most annoying to get out. He's not a quick out. He's not an easy out. He's just always up to bat.
Yeah.
It's just insane. And he's just, when you see him, if your team ever plays against the Giants, this year, you would know exactly what we're talking about. The Giants aren't a good team, but every time that guy comes up, you're like, oh, this guy again.
You're like, crap. Like we needed an out here.
We need an out here. And we might still get an out, but it's going to cost us 13 pitches to get it. It's like
13 pitches, and then what he's going to do is he's going to hit a stupid slap shot over the second baseman's head, go to first, and the next batter will strike out.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, the Giants have been horrible, but he's annoying.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Comment here from a friend of the channel, Tammy Price, saying Bryce Harper said the Phillies needed help. I like what Donnie Baseball kind of shot back at him. Did you hear about that?
No.
Didn't want his players making comments around the front office what the team needed and not needed. I just think Bryce Harper is just not on the same page with the team, dude. I absolutely love it. Bryce Harper, keep doing you, buddy.
He's always going to, man. Because what are they going to do? You're not going to trade Bryce Harper away.
Oh, they will.
Bad idea.
They'd be idiots, but they will.
Yeah, bad idea.
Yeah, who are you going to get to replace that?
Exactly.
2-time MVP winner.
Yeah.
Trade for Mike Trout. That'll help.
They're like, you just go ahead and say what you want to say, Bryce. It's fine. We don't want you to, but if you do it, it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I don't. I guess my big question is I don't know. I mean, like the Phillies are chasing the Braves in this division.
Right.
I think they're 9.5 games back at this point. I don't actually have that in front of me, but I know the Braves won today. So I don't know if they did enough. They've really got to go on some runs, and they're going to need some luck that the Braves start losing some games because the Braves, I think, are on 6 or 7 straight wins.
Okay.
So, but this move got them much closer, right? They're in much better shape to kind of be chasing maybe even a wild card spot. So,
well, I think they have a wild card spot.
Yeah, but they couldn't keep losing, right? Because they went through these tears where they lost a bunch at the beginning and then they won a bunch and then they started losing again, right? So this gets them back on the winning side where they can at least hold and lock in that wild card spot.
Yeah, I definitely think that they did enough to keep the Marlins off their back. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the Braves beat the Marlins today too, so
That always helps.
that does help
Yeah, very
for
much.
them.
True.
Yeah. What are you reading? Did I miss something?
It's all good, AJ. Why don't you go ahead and break down? We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to who's the winner and the losers for the trade deadline for you this week. For this season. We want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. AJ, you had something you want to talk about when it comes to a move that the Braves didn't make.
Yes, there is. It's a great topic that I'm extra super duper upset about. And I think, honestly, every single person that watches baseball.
Whoops, hang on a second here. Let me get back to you.
That is not an LA Dodgers fan is feeling my exact same frustration. So we all watched it. The Dodgers received, obviously, Tarek Skubal. The Tigers got Zahir Hope, which is the Dodgers' number 5 prospect, the number 25 prospect in Major League Baseball. Right-handed pitcher River Ryan, the number 7 prospect for the Dodgers, MLB number 68, and then right-handed pitcher Brady Smith, which is the Dodgers' number 17 prospect. So that's great. And that is a great deal for the Dodgers, who already have every other pitcher in Major League Baseball. But are we really supposed to believe? Am I really supposed to believe that this is the best offer that Detroit received? The Dodgers gave up 3 guys. 3 guys that are prospects. These guys aren't even playing in Major League Baseball. They're prospects for arguably the best pitcher in baseball. Now, I understand that Tarek Skubal is, at this point, a rental, right? He's only on a contract for 1 more year. But he is a Cy Young caliber ace in his prime. You're telling me the Orioles, the Cubs, the Phillies, the Yankees, the Braves, the Mariners, none of these teams could beat 3 prospects that aren't playing in Major League Baseball? I just don't buy it. What the hell is happening in Major League Baseball? I'm going to lose it. So that's how I feel. And that's exactly how I felt when I saw that Tarek Skubal went to the Dodgers. So
yeah, you told me that was the first time you ever saw something come across where you actually got to agree.
I was mad, dude. I'm like, I wouldn't have cared if he went anywhere else.
Right.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
How? Why are these 3 guys the best prospects? That can't be the best offer Detroit received.
Oh, I don't know, man. I love this comment here, right, from Demi Price, friend of the channel. I smell collusion. Right. No, I just, honestly, man, and I'll get into this when it comes down to it, but here's the thing, man. Like, I could have sworn the Rays were going to offer something better than that. And then they pivoted like, no, we're not going to give up the prospects. We're going to go get AJ Peralta instead. Not AJ Peralta. Yeah, AJ Peralta. Is it AJ Peralta? Correct me if I'm wrong there, Greg or Tammy. But yeah, I think they went for Peralta after that. I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense, right? Maybe they'll unlock something there and he'll get better, right? But yeah, dude, you can't tell me the Brewers didn't have something better to offer than this. You can't tell me. Like, I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I think you're right there. There's got to be. Honestly, I know the answer. Do you want to know the answer, AJ?
I would love to know the answer because every damn year the Dodgers get another superstar added to this team without completely gutting their farm system. This isn't like they turned the whole farm system over and just handed it to the Tigers.
No, the funny thing is the best one is like what Hope is probably the best prospect on that list, right?
Yeah.
What really funny thing about Josiah Hope is that he's not even our best outfield prospect.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not even our second best outfield prospect.
So they just continue to turn over and get these great players, hold on to all their prospects. Like, prospects are great, but championships are forever, Darren.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing is all these teams have all these prospects that are doing them no good because they're just playing in their minor league systems.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really funny that Zaire Hope was their 3rd best outfield prospect. River Ryan, 29-year-old rookie who has got injury problems. Brady Smith also have injury problems. So, yeah, the Dodgers didn't really give up literally anything for a rental on this. And I think that's the key thing there. Teams like the Brewers, exactly what you said, parades over prospects, man. That's what it really is. And I think that there's a quote here that comes down to and says it perfectly here, AJ, is that the Dodgers are not ruining baseball. The Dodgers are running baseball. This is a quote directly from Doug McCain from Dodgers Nation. And, one of the things that you just understand is that nobody makes a move until Friedman speaks, basically. Here, if you want a hot take, AJ, I'll give you a hot take. You ready for a hot take about baseball?
I was born ready.
So the evidence is in, and what you just mentioned, that argument proves it for me. The Los Angeles Dodgers are the only MLB team owner and the only MLB team front office that is dedicated to winning. The Dodgers take every chance they can to go in and go for it. No other team in MLB does that. The deadline was proof in the pudding. The fact is, AJ, the Dodgers were the only team that think that when they think they can win, they are willing to put their prospects where their mouth is. They are more likely to not sign to Skubal this offseason. He's a Scott Boras client, and his contract is going to start with a 4, AJ. But the Dodgers aren't worrying about that. They can win now, and they're willing to sacrifice their prospects for a chance for a ring. They're willing to sacrifice, and no other team in Major League Baseball was willing to sacrifice 3 of their prospects to go for it.
I don't know if I believe that. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if I believe that there was not a better offer out there.
The Brewers simply did not want to offer three prospects for a chance. They had the best record in baseball right now. They have a chance to win. They got swept out of the playoffs last year against the Dodgers. You had a shot. And get Tarek Skubal and have the Miz and Skubal as your 1-2 punch.
Like if you're any franchise, if you are any Major League Baseball franchise, the only thing you can't let happen at the trade deadline is you can't let him go to the Dodgers, right? Anywhere but there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the Dodgers are the only ones who are willing to risk it. They're also willing to risk 3 prospects specifically just so he's not on another team.
Yeah.
I think if the deal went up and someone offered 3, the Dodgers would have offered 4.
I mean, I believe it.
To them, it's again, you're in a situation where you're in a very unique situation where no one's done this since the year 2000. So it's been almost 26 years since somebody has three-peated. So a quarter of a century since anybody's three-peated in Major League Baseball. You have a chance to go into this next collective bargaining agreement being the 3-time back-to-back champions. You think you're going to let a couple of prospects get in the way of that? Absolutely not. You would be stupid to do so. And I'm really kind of getting tired of that narrative that everybody's like, oh, well, this is bad for baseball. This is bad for, the Dodgers shouldn't be getting everybody. What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? They have a hole. They're going to fill it. Pause. But they have that situation going on for this team. And what are they going to do? You want them just to sit back and say, oh, no, let's let somebody else take them, and then we'll get whatever scraps are left over. What do you want this team to do? You want them not to improve themselves? I just don't get it. I don't get it. We got a comment here from Greg Hawkins saying he heard that the Brewers offered a better deal than the Dodgers. Did you hear about that? True or not? I didn't hear anything about it. I heard that they offered prospects, but the Dodgers prospects were higher in the prospect rankings, not for the Dodgers, but overall. I think the Detroit Tigers wanted a MLB starting level caliber pitcher and some outfield depth prospects. And I think the Dodgers, what they offered was 2 pitching prospects. In case the River Ryan didn't work out, they offered the other one. And also Zaire Hope was basically, he's Major League ready. The only reason why he's playing in AAA is because there's got no spot for him. So that's basically what I've heard. Not necessarily that anybody didn't offer 3, but the Dodgers 3 that they offered were higher ranking prospects than what other teams were willing to offer. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Anyway, AJ. So there's this time we got to put this narrative to bed. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So every single time, AJ, every single time this happens, we get the same thing happening every single time. We get these crybabies out here whining that the Dodgers are ruining baseball. These are the same little whiners that were whining back in 2015 to 2019, calling the Dodgers chokers. Oh, they always choke in the postseason. Clayton Kershaw can't pitch in big games in the postseason. Okay, so they're chokers, right? They can't win, right? They traded for Mookie Betts. Then they went out, so did they go out and get Mookie? No. They traded for him. Did they offer the moon? No, they didn't. So if you remember, AJ, the Red Sox decided that money was more important than signing their franchise player to a contract extension. So the Dodgers offered a trade, and the Sox took it. In addition to that, with the addition of Mookie Betts, the Dodgers went out and won the 2020 World Series. And did that stop the crybabies? Absolutely not. Oh, no, that doesn't count. It's a shortened season. It's a Mickey Mouse ring. That doesn't matter, right? Didn't matter. Doesn't count. It's this, Mickey Mouse ring. Anybody can. That's the reason why you guys won. Well, in 2021, the Dodgers lost to the World Series champs, the Atlanta Braves, and that was the year without Ronald Acuna Jr. on the team. So what do you think the Atlanta Braves did after they won their World Series? Do you think they signed their franchise player that helped got them there? Right?
No.
Right? No, AJ, they didn't. That particular player, that 10-time All-Star, wanted one extra year on the contract. The Braves weren't willing to do it. Dodgers said, hey, we'll give you that extra year. We want you to come here. We want you. We'll pay you that extra year. Come play with the Dodgers. So we did. So are we at to the point where the Dodgers are rooting baseball yet, AJ? No, we're not. We're not, because they lost in the division round for the next 2 seasons. Once to the Padres, once to the D-backs. They got swept out from the D-backs. And that is with them having a top 5 payroll in baseball. And again, the talking starts. Oh, the Dodgers, they're choking, right? They're choking. They can't win unless it's a shortened season. They can't win in a full regular season. They got knocked out 3 years in a row without winning. They're so terrible. Well, then the winter of 2023 starts, AJ, and the Dodgers are part of Ohtani Watch. Ohtani Watch is in full effect. Full effect. Remember, he was on a plane to Toronto, right? He wasn't going to the Dodgers, but then he was a Dodger. And now this is where we start hearing other fan bases starting to lose their absolute minds. Oh, it's unfair. The Dodgers, they got this crazy deal. He deferred all of his money. Let's forget the fact that he offered that exact same deal to Toronto, to the Giants, to the Angels, and, basically every other team that was in it. They all got the same contract offer. That was Ohtani's offer, not the team's offer. So he just happened to pick the Dodgers. And then on top of that, again, the Angels had him, man, and they weren't willing to re-sign him. They weren't willing to do it. So what are you going to do there? Same offseason, the Dodgers signed Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and they became the baseball villains. They added Teo as for an offense for the Dodgers, and the Dodgers went out and won the 2024 World Series. They then came back and signed Blake Snell because, again, their bullpen was the main reason for why they won that World Series. Basically, it was Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty, and then the rest of the team was just a bunch of relievers. So we needed some extra starting pitching help. So they signed Blake Snell, right? They also had Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates to the team that offseason as well to help bolster the bullpen. Again, Dodgers were unfair. They're ruining baseball. The Dodgers next year go out and win the World Series. But, AJ, you know what everybody forgets about that?
What's that?
They barely won the World Series.
I was there.
They almost lost in Game 6 to Toronto. And then they also, again, lost several times almost in Game 7. So they barely won. So they went out and signed another top free agent in Tanner Scott and a reliever in Diaz. Now, because, they're filling holes that they have in their team, that still makes them a villain. I can basically tell you, man, that at this point, the Dodgers are firmly in the whole category of ruining baseball, right? They're getting all the top agents. Everybody's going there, right? But guess what, folks? You can't have it both ways. You just can't. You can't say that the Dodgers are choke artists and then in the same 5 years of the same decade come around and tell you that this team is ruining baseball. You just can't have it both ways. Either they're chokers or they're ruining baseball. You don't get to have it both ways. The Dodgers are the only ownership. I'll say this again, like I said in the beginning. The Dodgers are the only ownership and front office in baseball that's doing everything they can to make sure that when they have a chance to win, they're going all in. And I think that's what everybody's really mad about, is that when the Dodgers have a shot, they make the move. And the rest of baseball doesn't.
Anybody but the Dodgers. I'm just saying, anybody but the Dodgers.
No.
I'm not mad at the Dodgers for doing the deal, to be clear. I'm mad at the other teams that didn't get the deal done. You know what I mean? Like, the Dodgers is whatever. Like, I get it. If they had the best offer, whatever. But how would any other team allow this to happen? My team included. You know what I mean? Like, we have some pieces that we could very easily part with that are MLB ready right now, pitching.
Yeah.
That they could have easily moved and made a move that would have made this team serious championship contenders. My team didn't do it either.
No, because they're scared of a rental. They didn't want to trade prospects for a rental. Mm-hmm. That's what the Brewers did. They're like, oh, we can't guarantee he's going to sign here. He's going to be a Dodger anyway. The Dodgers aren't going to sign him to a $400 million contract.
No.
There's no way they can do that, especially with the collective bargaining agreement. Their salary's already But 300. So that means we're going to be paying $800 million to have Tarik Skubal on our team.
Yeah, no.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, I think the Dodgers are just willing to do what other teams aren't because they're willing to push the chips in the middle when it matters the most. When you got a real shot to win, the Dodgers have proven year in and year out that they're willing to make that move when the rest of Major League Baseball says, no, we're too scared. We're not willing to sacrifice the top 3 prospects in our farm system, which you didn't even have to give that up because the Dodgers didn't, It's insane. It drives me absolutely nuts, man. I'm getting tired of that narrative. The same people that were whining and crying the Dodgers losing baseball are the same ones that are whining and crying and, poking fun at the Dodgers for being choke artists for the first 5 years of this decade. It's really quite annoying.
Yeah.
We got some chats here from friend of the channel. Sorry, channel legend Greg Hawkins. Mookie hasn't been doing super good this year anyways. Not this year or the year before, really, honestly. He did well in the postseason, but yeah, he had one of the worst seasons of his career last year. This year's not doing much better. Honestly, man, I just think while he's a great shortstop, I think he's sacrificing his bat to be a great shortstop. So it's time to move him back to second base, in my opinion. We got another comment here. If any other team signs Skubal, how could they complain? They need this for the salary cap, right? Exactly. How can they complain they need a salary cap? Yeah, great point. And that's another thing. They're like, oh, this is going to guarantee the salary cap. AJ, the owners were going to lock out the players regardless.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're not coming to terms for sure.
Unless they just decide to walk in and be like, yeah, we'll take a salary cap.
Yeah.
There's a lockout. It's going to be inevitable. Yeah. It was great seeing Kyle Tucker back at Wrigley Field. Yeah. I mean, he did hit a home run for us, which was great because that was like the first time in like 3 months. So it was great to see him. We're paying $120 million to have a big old hole in right field. Yeah, and the worst part is he could opt out after this year. He's not going to opt out after this year. Well, I don't think he can opt out. But anyway, if you're playing this bad and you're going to get a guaranteed $60 million next year, there's no way
you don't opt out.
Just not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. You got any random fun baseball facts for us this week?
I just wanted to see, did you see that the Pirates released Marcell Ozuna?
No kidding. Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Has had a really rough year. I mean, when the Braves played the Pirates, I saw that his batting average was like just over 200.
Oof.
And as a DH, your batting average can't be just above 200. You need to be a little closer to that 300 range.
Depends on how many bombs you have. You could be a DH and batting 240 if you got 30 home runs and like 65 RBI this time.
I'm assuming he's probably not there.
Okay. Safe assumption.
Yeah.
Safe assumption there for sure.
I just thought that was interesting. Obviously former Brave. I was like, oh, damn, Ozuna got released.
Yeah. Did you hear about Harrison Bader?
No.
So Harrison Bader played for the Giants. Oh, the Giants just, man, getting into this chat.
Hot mess.
Getting into here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's injured for wrecking a scooter, from driving from one bar to the other, wrecking a scooter.
Oh my gosh.
So he's suspended without pay.
These people, man.
You're a Major League Baseball professional, dude. And
first of all, why are you on a damn scooter anyway?
Yeah, you're worth millions. Like, why are you not Ubering that? And that's something that's not the first time it happened. It happened when he was in college too.
Yeah,
he got drunk at a bar and wrecked a Razor scooter, one of those little LimeWire credit card renting scooters. Did it again as a player in Major League Baseball, and because there's probably something in his contract saying he can't ride scooters. Yeah, he's suspended without pay. So that's great.
It happens. Happens to the best of us, man.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it probably does. Yeah, that's a story for off air though. We want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. We got a couple of comments here we want to hit before we get out of here. Tammy Price, fan of the channel. LOL. Do you want Tucker back? Greg Hawkins comes back in there. He's so lazy in terms of effort, man. In right field, he never looks like he's hustling, and he's jogging at first. Yeah, dude, he's definitely got that Manny Machado, not a Johnny Hustle type mentality. I actually originally thought he was like trying to deke the guys, like trying to bait him into running to second, because that did happen a few times where he just kind of lollygagging, and so they think they can get to second, and he gunned him out. Like he had that happen like 3 times in the first like month and a half he was with him. I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing. Yeah. No, he's just not running out. Like it's not.
He's actually just lazy.
He's actually just not hustling to the ball, man. Just not hustling, and I hope he turns it around, not just
because he doesn't have like a Ronald Acuna Jr. like cannon in right field, does he?
No, he's got a decent arm though. Like if he can still, make that work, it's still impressive. But yeah, he's just not going after it. I think it's funny though. The Dodgers are literally the only team that could literally flush $120 million and not have it bat an eye for them. So it's a whole nother thing.
I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
I'm still mad, so it's fine.
It's good. It's good.
Everything's fine.
It's great. It's great. Again, folks, we want to hear from you. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. As a reminder, folks, we did live stream on both Utah Jazz DNA and also DNA Sports Recap. We're going to be live streaming on these channels every week here, starting back again next week at 7:30 Mountain versus 8:30. So appreciate everybody joining us late as we get through the summer here. So again, we got stuff going on, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So unfortunately, we can't.
We can't be consistent, but it's fine. Just tune in and watch.
It's good. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Again, this channel is growing leaps and bounds as well, so we super appreciate it. We want to hear from you guys on your engagement. Thank you guys very much for joining us. Actually, there was one more shout out I wanted to get. One more shout out.
Okay, I'm ready.
So congratulations to the professional softball team, the Utah Talons.
Oh, yeah, they just won the championship, didn't they?
They won the championship. So we want to give them a special DNA tip of the cap there to the Talons for their completing and winning a championship, bringing a championship to Salt Lake. Absolutely love it. Appreciate it.
It's a professional team. It's
Professional
legit.
team. It counts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if the soccer one counts, this one counts too. For real. For real. For real. Yeah, we're going to get out there and see a Talons game. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be kind of fun.
It'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, you want to go ahead and close this out?
Yep, absolutely. If you're watching on YouTube on one of our short videos, just know this is available as a podcast wherever you get your audio.
With all that said, my name is Darren, that is AJ, and this has been an edition of the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.